Welcome aboard, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here with you. Tuesday, the 16th day of July, 2013, for another live edition of Fire Your MD. Now, Mike Randolph is our guest in the first hour. He's going to be joining us in just a little while. Please hold your phone calls until the second hour today, when I'll be taking all of your health-related and maybe even some wealth-related phone calls. I'm okay, by the way, with a wealth-related phone call, especially on Tuesdays, because that's what we're dialing in today. But before I go down that road, doesn't it just give you a warm and fuzzy feeling? Doesn't it just give you a warm and fuzzy feeling, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear the headlines that the internet surprises a little girl in a hospital with a pizza party? On Saturday, a photo appeared online of a message taped on one of the windows at Children's Hospital and in Los Angeles. Send pizza, room 4112. Reddit users did some sleuthing, got an address, and the wild pizza party began. Pizza deliveries from online donors started pouring in, with enough pies for the little patient, Hazel Hammersley, her family, and eventually the entire fourth floor. So many pizzas were delivered. These pictures of Hazel, blah, 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 who is battling a form of adrenal cancer, enjoying the surprise, make us want to personally deliver the next round. That's because you're a freaking idiot. But the hospital respectfully requests that no more legions of pizza be sent. If you're late to the pizza party but still want to make Hazel's day, you can donate to her family's fund for her ineffective, expensive, overboard, dangerous, and deadly treatment. That's okay. For goodness sake, stupid is as stupid does. I can imagine, back in the caveman days, right? We're sitting around, we're huddled around the campfire, and a bolt of lightning, comes out of the blue and hits a tree, and the tree bursts in fire, and then we all start bowing down to the bolt of fire god, and we start doing appeasements for the thundercloud, and this, that, and the other thing, because we don't know any better. We have misinterpreted the data. Thunder god angry. It's nonsense. There's no thunder god. It's an electrical phenomenon that, now we understand and can figure out. And just because our intelligence grows as we evolve, well, I wish that the intelligence of the medical community would evolve, but it doesn't. This little girl is suffering from adrenal cancer. Why does she have adrenal cancer? Because she has an adrenal gland? No. If adrenal cancer was caused by adrenal glands, then everybody with an adrenal gland would have adrenal cancer. Adrenal cancer is not caused by an adrenal gland. Nobody knows what causes adrenal cancer because MDs are not concerned with what causes disease. They're not concerned with what causes disease. They don't even know how to fix heartburn, for goodness sake. And yet, to their profession, we have given nearly $1 trillion in cancer research money, nearly $1 trillion to come up with a cure for cancer, and we don't have a cure for cancer. Not even close to having a cure for cancer, because we've taken the wrong dog to the hunt. We've given the money to the wrong medical field. Why have we given it to them? Because the pharmaceutical industry has convinced us, cajoled us, and legislated every other medical system into the corner, convincing you that their way is the only way. It's their way or the highway, that everybody else is a quack delivering dangerous substandard medicine when they are the only ones delivering snake oil. For goodness sake. Almost $1 trillion in cancer research. Remember Richard Nixon's war on cancer? Well, how many years later? Is it 40 years later now? You know how much $1 trillion is? That's $1,000 billion. You know how much $1 billion is? That's $1,000 million. You know how much a million is? That's 1,000,000. That's a lot of money. And yet, this is what we do because we are deeply embedded in the cultural matrix of the belief that the MD is the exclusive owner of everything medical. And even though their therapeutics fail us, even though their therapeutics harm us, even though their therapeutics bankrupt us, and even though their therapeutics kill us, we continue to genuflect at their altar. And, irony of ironies, we give the little cancer treatment girl pizza. Now, how bad can that be? Well, wheat, barley, rye, and oats. the gluten protein, the protein in wheat, barley, rye, and oats, which the pizza crust is loaded with, wheat, barley, rye, and oats, mostly wheat. A pizza crust loaded with wheat gluten, which is a protein of the grain wheat, is almost impossible for the digestive tract to digest. So when you eat wheat, barley, rye, or oats, the stomach cannot digest the gluten protein therein. So now you get an undigested gluten protein tumbling from your stomach into your small intestine, where it damages, inflames, and destroys the very tissue in the intestinal tract that the body uses to absorb nutrients. So why are nutrients necessary? To fight cancer. There are cancer cells in your body right now. Your immune system is handling it. How does your immune system handle it? It handles it with strength, with properly functioning immune cells. There's a whole host of immune cells that the body uses to fight things off, including cancer. But guess what? When you eat wheat, barley, rye, and oats, you destroy the tissue in the intestinal tract that absorbs nutrients. Now your body is under-nutrified. There wasn't enough nutrition in the food anyway. Now it's doubly under-nutrified. So your immune system suffers, your joints suffer, your heart suffers, your kidneys suffer, your lungs suffer, your adrenal glands suffer, your heart suffers. Whatever suffers, suffers. Everybody has a weak link in their chain, and that weak link starts to break. So what are you going to do? Well, let's just give the kid more gluten. There's a good idea. Let's add insult to injury. Let's rub a little salt into that wound. Let's pour some alcohol on the open cut. Let's do that. Let's further destroy the girl's digestive tract so that we'll further compromise the immune system so that the cancer is going to get worse, because remember, we don't care about what causes cancer. We don't give a crap about it, and we suck at treating it. Oh, and by the way, let's give the little girl's family a leg up, because they're struggling to come up with a payment for the ineffective cancer treatment that's not going to work, and the kid's going to die anyway. But let's bankrupt the family into the bargain. At least she got a pizza party. And this is the madness to which we have succumbed. This is the cultural myth to which we have become mesmerized with. That the MDs know everything about everything, and that their advice is to be taken without question all of the time, even when it doesn't work. And for goodness sake, someone should do an investigative study on how cancer treatment is delivered in the United States. Someone should put one of those little spy cameras on the collar of a patient that goes in for a cancer consultation and listen to the line of BS that the oncologists and the medical professionals at that hospital enroll the patient in. They don't even give them an option. It's not, here's the treatment that we want to give to you. It doesn't work. It's incredibly expensive. It's laden with side effects. It's going to ruin your personality. It's going to make your hair and your teeth fall out. It might give you liver cancer. In best possible situation, it's going to prolong your life by 9 months. But you won't recognize yourself into the bargain. They never tell you that. Oh, and by the way, it's going to cost $10,000 a minute. They never tell you that. They should. They just tell you, you know what, you have adrenal cancer, we're going to start treatment tomorrow, please be here at the hospital at 9 a.m. sharp. That's what they tell you. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that one of these days. I myself am going to pretend I'm a cancer patient. I'm going to go to Cancer Treatment Centers of America. I'm going to record the visit, and I'm going to post it on YouTube. For goodness sake, and then we're going to let the party really begin. You want to talk about a party? Let's talk about a party for health, for goodness sake. Let's take back the night. Look, it's a free country. Well, it used to be a free country, not so much anymore, but you know what? You can still walk down the street. You still have the option to do or not do medical care. You still have the option to buy or not buy medical insurance. Oh, oops, that's going away too. You're just going to have to pay the penalty. And if you don't have medical insurance, you're going to be penalized now. How about that? So the government is mandating that you purchase insurance, which gives you access to the world's leading cause of bankruptcy, the leading cause of death, and MD-directed therapeutics which don't work. That's a good idea. Let's all do that. I can belly up to that bar. No problem. And we wonder why the economy is melting down. We wonder why we're in a world of hurt, because MD-directed medical therapeutics for chronic disease don't work. Folks, Just get your head out of the sand. Look, if you're happy with your health care, God bless you. It's a free country. But like Dr. Phil says, how's that working for you? How are those drugs working for you? How's the rat poison working for you? How are the anti-inflammatories working for you? How are the antidepressants working for you? How are the anticoagulants working for you? Oh, by the way, that's rat poison. How are the antihypertensives working for you? Oh, they stopped working? The doctor needed to increase the dose? Oh, yeah, they needed to switch it out to from the generic or from the patent medicine to the generic so you could afford it more? Oh, they needed to cut your stomach out? Oh, geez, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, they needed to cut your hips out? Holy smokes, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, they needed to cut your gallbladder out? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, they needed to cut your appendix out? I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, they needed to wrap a seat belt around your stomach and cinch it up really tight? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, they needed to take all of your teeth out and give you dentures? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, they needed to give you 2 hearing aids? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, what's that? You're legally blind, you say? Oh, what's that? You say you're having 5 neck vertebrae fused tomorrow? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. What's that? You say your toes and your feet and your legs fell off because of diabetic neuropathy? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. What's that? You say you can't sleep at night, you pee in the bed, you're 65 years old and you have to wear Depends? Oh. Modern American medicine, ladies and gentlemen, in all of its glory. As God is my witness, the single best thing you can do to support and promote the structure and function of your body's ability to fix itself and to increase your health is to fire your medical doctor. Stop eating pizza. Draw a line in the sand this far and no further. FireYourMDNow.com. Click the longevity button. Join the crusade or die. But slowly. Go slowly into the night and give the pharmaceutical companies all of your money into the bargain. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, coming back with Mike Randolph. We're on fire today, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here. Here's the rundown. In the United States, there are approximately 313 million people, approximately 313 million. In Canada, approximately 34 million people. More or less, give or take, whatever. Those are pretty accurate numbers. There are less than 10 licensed naturopathic physicians who are privy to Dr. Wallach's nutritional strategies as delivered by the Agency of Longevity. Less than 10. And I've been doing naturopathic medicine clinically for over 25 years now. Coming up on 25 years, that's a pretty healthy track record. That's a quarter of a century. I've had a lot of experience in this domain, and I'm here to tell you, as a witness to Dr. Wallach's genius, that Dr. Wallach's therapeutics deliver more specific and measurable, consistent results than any therapeutics I've ever seen in the practice of naturopathic medicine ever. They're not a panacea. They're not an instant overnight cure-all, but they're very effective. Science-based, clinically verified therapeutics which support and promote the body's natural God-given ability to fix itself. And Dr. Wallach set his company up, Longevity, as a network business because there's just a handful of us that know this stuff, and just in North America there's almost 400 million sick and suffering people. So what are we going to do? Are we going to license and regulate more naturopaths? Are we going to apply the insurance companies so that they cover naturopathic medicine 100%? Are we going to parlay the government into talking about giving the naturopaths research money? Are we going to fight the pharmaceutical industry? No. You know how long that would take? You know how much that would cost? Into the bargain, hundreds of millions of people would suffer and die needlessly. So Dr. Wallach, in his wisdom, set Longevity up as a networked business to populate his message of health recovery through boilerplate medical nutrition protocols for the masses, as a network business, because we are growing grassroots coalitions of people all around the world, people who learn Dr. Wallach's easy, breezy, lemon squeezy healing methods, and tell their friends and family members and church members and community members about it. That's why he did it, and that's why it exists as a network business. Now, it's an army, right? An army of sorts. It's a non-violent, non-military army, but it's an army. It's a coalition of the informed, and armies need to be paid. So to talk to you about the payment schedule that Longevity brings to the table and the difference between Longevity's compensation plan, Longevity's business plan, and everybody else's, one of my favorite recurring guests, the Vice President for Leadership Development at Longevity, my friend Mike Randolph. Mike, welcome back.
Hey, Doc. It is great to be here. You got me so boiling mad after your show opener. I've got to tell you something.
Yeah, it's all time we took a Xanax and calmed down.
You know what? I took a shot of plant-derived minerals to calm down. That's what I had to do. I keep them in the fridge here in my office. One shot took care of me.
Gotta love it.
But, it reminded me of something that happened, not to me, it happened to a friend of mine. He took his car to the mechanic, and the line was too long, and the guy wanted too much money, so he went to the next smartest person he knew, which was his medical doctor, and said, "Doctor, please fix my car's leaking oil. Please fix it." So the doctor said, "Sure, no problem," and he drained all the oil out of it. Said, "It's not leaking anymore." And that afternoon, of course, you know what happened. The engine blew up on his car. But
it's a very apt metaphor, isn't it?
You're telling that story a moment ago, and that's all I'm thinking. It's just, we know that the plumber comes over and fixes the plumbing in our house. The electrician comes and fixes the electrical in our house. The roofer does the roofing. The siding guy does the siding. The landscaper does the yard work. Yet when it comes to our own bodies, we all go to one guy, and it's absolutely crazy. I loved your opening. Well,
I appreciate it. And this is, of course, why we do what we do, because somebody needs to be at the tip of the spear here. Somebody needs to be out in front. And look, if I seem tall to folks, if I seem like extra special in any way, shape, or form, I got to tell you, it's because I'm standing on Dr. Wallach's shoulders. Compared to what I do, Dr. Wallach's, lifelong mission eclipses anything that I've done. And I'm here as a witness to prop up Dr. Wallach to the best of my ability, not because I'm a brown nose, but because Dr. Wallach deserves it. His therapeutics, his record, his track record, his life story needs to be told, and his nutritional message needs to be heard. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. I've got Mike Randolph in the house, and we're talking about all things having to do with money when we come back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your friendly neighborhood naturopath, reminding you that only you can prevent allopathic reductionism, and encouraging you to fire your medical doctor now by going to fireyourmdnow.com, clicking on the link for my online health recovery subscription service. Lay down $20 a month and get yourself educated. It's way better than any medical insurance you could possibly even hope to purchase. Knowledge is power. Get a clue about science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition for the masses. It's right there, a mouse click away. Now, Mike Randolph is with us in the house, the Vice President of Leadership Development at Longevity. Now, Mike, rumor has it that you are a cigar smoker. Is that correct?
I will never admit on your show that I partake in anything that would move me backwards in a health perspective. Well,
a little bit of tobacco smoke, I'm okay with that. That's not a problem. To 25 cigars a day, 25 cigarettes a day, that's a whole other story. Now, cigars, what's your favorite type of cigar?
Oh, I would have to say that, if we're gonna talk, my favorite would be a triple Maduro, probably Dominican, something nice and smooth and creamy, but flavorful.
So what you're telling me is there's a world of difference between cigars and how they're manufactured and how they're made and how they're tasted, and the whole experience from cigar to cigar is different. So what you're telling me is not all cigars are created equal. Is that right?
I would say yes. They are definitely not all created equal. And
what about network marketing businesses, or then they therefore must not all be created equal either? Is that the truth?
I love your logic. You're absolutely right. Just because it's a network marketing company doesn't mean Of course, it doesn't mean they're bad, but it doesn't mean they're good. Doesn't mean they have a great product. Doesn't mean they have a great comp plan. Doesn't mean that they have anything. Just means that they adhere to network marketing principles.
Yeah, and that's interesting, because I had limited exposure to network marketing. I knew how to spell it. I had a kind of a juvenile understanding of what the whole thing was about, but not really. I was smart enough to know that you grew a network of organization of people, underneath you, but that's really as much as I knew. And because of my limited understanding of it, because of how I was taught and what I wasn't taught in formal education here in the United States, I developed a built-in negative reaction and understanding and bias against network marketing companies, and I lumped them all together in my brain as being those network marketing companies, they're all the same. It's just a pyramid scheme, and you load your garage up with product, and who the heck is going to buy that? And you have to convince your next-door neighbors to buy toilet paper from you, and I don't want to do that. And these were actually the thoughts that went on in my head. And I mean, no kidding. I'm being brutally honest here, because I didn't know what I didn't know. And then I become enamored of Dr. Wallach's therapeutics. I start to apply Dr. Wallach's therapeutics. My head explodes at the unbelievable effectiveness of Dr. Wallach's therapeutics. And, of course, I want to learn more about his company, Longevity. And as I've learned more about the ins and outs of network marketing and how it manifests, here in the free world, in the more or less free market, it is astounding to me the major differences which exist from one company to the next. And I don't think that most people in their workaday lives understand that there are vast, and I mean vast, differences in how different network marketing companies construct their network marketing compensation plans and how they pay their distributors and the whole thing. There's a gigantic world of difference in the wonderful world of network marketing. So you've been involved in network marketing for over 2 decades with a number of different companies. From your point of view as an insider, right, as an insider in the network marketing industry, what is it that's different about Longevity's compensation plan?
Well, Doc, I love this angle because, some network marketing companies actually adhere to a more traditional corporate America philosophy when it comes to their compensation plan. When they put together the way that money flows through the organization. There's a lot of companies out there. We refer to them here at Longevity as feeding the giants. That's when the bulk of the cash flow moves up through the organization and feeds a handful of giants up at the top. I mean, that's really the way corporate America works. Anybody that has a job, when you look at your coworkers, when you look at the mid-level managers, and when you look at the upper-level managers, not only are they getting fewer and fewer as you move up that line, but you come to a point where there's this glass ceiling, and everyone on the other side of that ceiling, maybe they're making 10 times as much as you are, maybe in some cases 100 times as much as you are, and there are some network marketing companies that adhere to that kind of philosophy, where the folks that are beating the street, the folks that are getting it done, they make a little bit, and then a lot of it flows up to the top. Longevity doesn't do that. Longevity pays the lion's share of compensation to the people that are doing the work. And that's an amazing principle, and some people think that that's not fair. We happen to think it's very, very, very fair. In fact, when you compare Longevity, not just to other network marketing companies, but to corporate America, of course, we have some things in common. We have a product message, we have a distribution plan, we have a marketing plan, we have an expansion plan, we have incentives plans, but what really makes us different is we pay people more than one way. Folks out there in corporate America, they get paid one way, and most of them, 99.9% of them, get paid for one thing. They don't get paid for results. They don't get paid to do well. They don't get paid to excel. They get paid to trade their time. And you call it an hourly wage, you can call it a salary, whatever you want to call it. Most people in America and in the world get paid one way, and that is to trade their time for money. Here at Youngevity, you get paid up to 10 different ways. Now, if you join Youngevity as an IMD, just someone sticking their toe in the water, you put that whopping $10 down to get your starter kit, you're going to get paid 4 different ways. You're going to make money on retail profits. You're going to make money on our what's called a unilevel commission schedule, which is a residual income that comes in month after month after month after month. You're going to get paid quick start bonuses for bringing new customers to the table, and you're going to get paid Infinity Leadership Bonus as your organization begins to grow. But for those of you that want the business in a box, those of you that are serious about taking control of your cash flow, those of you that are sick and tired of being sick and tired and broke, those are the folks that will join with the CEO Mega Pack. And just as the name implies, we afford a lot of perks to our CEO qualified distributors. In addition to those 4 different ways, they're going to get paid leadership coding bonuses. They're going to get paid additional fast start bonuses. We have the Silver Mercedes Club, which is our car bonus program that starts at $300 and goes to $1,000 a month. We've got a dream car bonus program. When your organization reaches a certain size, Doc, we just give you a car. You go pick the car, we go buy it, and hand it over to you. No payments. You got to put the gas in it. You got to pay for the insurance, but we just hand it to you. We also have a revenue sharing plan where you can profit from all the global business that Youngevity does, and because we're a publicly traded company, stock symbol YGYI for Youngevity International, we have a stock option rewards program where as your business grows, as you bring more customers to the table, we give you stock options. And I don't want to get into a complicated description of that, but you know what? That's where the fat cats in corporate America, that's where they make the most of their money, is in stock options. We give that benefit to everyone in Youngevity. They have that available if they qualify. So there's 10 different ways that make us completely different than corporate America and completely different than other network marketing companies. And one of the things that I pride myself on is we don't pay anybody to trade their time. We pay everyone to achieve results.
Now, this is just, my mind just exploded here. I didn't know it was 10 ways to get paid. I thought it was 6 ways to get paid. See that? You don't know what you don't know, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, knowledge is power. And as we move forward, we learn stuff. And, well, what the heck? So 10 ways to get paid, well, that's better than 6, that's better than 4, that's better than 2, that's better than 1. And this is a remarkable thing to me. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I was of the misconception that with network marketing, what was necessary for you was every single month you had to purchase product. You had to qualify to get paid by purchasing a certain amount of product every month, or you couldn't get paid, regardless of whether it profited you to do that or not. And I mean, let's be honest, in the first 2, 3, 4 months, depending on the available amount of free time that you have, depending on how many people live in your town, depending on how aggressive you are at doing this and how quick of a study you are, you may not have an organization that profits you until you've been doing it for 4 months. So what does that mean, Mike, that I have to buy product for 4 months before it's going to profit me? Well, with Youngevity, you don't have to do that. You don't have to purchase product to qualify to be paid until it profits you to qualify to be paid. And when I heard that, plus the 30-day money-back guarantee for all the products, it's like I was all in, and I understood that this was not your average network marketing company.
You know what, Doc, it goes even a little bit farther than that. There is no time in your career here at Youngevity where we are ever going to require you to purchase any product for yourself personally. Now, I would think you're crazy if you don't take advantage of these products and if you don't take advantage of the 40-year history that's gone into them. But you can actually fully qualify for every single one of our promotional levels without purchasing a single product yourself. We're out looking for customers, Doc. And if you want to bring on wholesale customers, great. If you want to bring on retail customers, great. The sales volume that you generate is what qualifies you. Now, but if you want to also qualify with your own personal consumption, you can do that too. We have the best of both worlds. We don't discriminate. We're not going to tell you you have to be a personal consumer to function in our environment, but by the same token, we're going to say, but you can. You can be a personal consumer and use that to go towards your qualifications. Everything is results-oriented. Everything is above board. The 30-day money-back guarantee, thank goodness, that doesn't get exercised very often. Once people actually consume these products, they notice the difference it makes. In fact, myself personally, I am, just on my own personal consumption, I would be qualified 5 times over for, even our highest position in the organization, just on myself personally. So,
and this is how it is, ladies and gentlemen. You got to love it. I mean, this is whatever you think Youngevity's business structure is, whatever you think the compensation plan is, it's not that. Call us up, why don't you? Get a clue. Let someone at my office explain it to you and hold your hand. 855-347-3696. Give us a call. We'll walk you through it. 855-347-3696. What are you waiting for? 2 roads diverged in the yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled, and that's made all the difference, ladies and gentlemen. It is, we're swimming upstream here as far as going against popular culture. But really, why is popular culture popular? Because it just kind of became that way. It's reality by consensus. We're changing reality. We're developing a grassroots coalition of the informed. It's a numbers game. And, like the 100th monkey thing, once we get so many Youngevity people, once we reach a certain number, nobody knows what that number is, boom, it's going to pop. Youngevity's going to become a household word just like Amway. And millions of people are going to start to recover their health and see the possibilities, perhaps for the first time in their life, of wealth so that they can grow their budget to fit their dreams instead of shrinking their dreams to fit their budget. I'm talking to Mike Randolph, the Vice President of Leadership Development at Youngevity, about the wonders of Youngevity as far as its compensation plan and how it differs from the rest of the apples in the barrel. Welcome back, Mike.
Doc, the time flies. I can't believe it's almost 5 o'clock here on the East Coast already. You keep talking about some of my favorite subjects, and just the same, if you will, brainwashing that has taken place around the globe with who the real experts are when it comes to your health. We have that same brainwashing going on with, the most effective ways to provide for ourselves, provide for our family, provide for our futures. And we have it all right here. It's in black and white. It is so doggone simple that most of us miss it. One of the biggest lies that was ever told is if it seems too good to be true, then it must be. It's not too good to be true. It's just like, the poor guy, the first one who was screaming from the rooftops, the world is really round. He had a tough row to hoe, and, pretty soon everybody goes, well, of course it's round. When enough people realize it, I think that's what the point you were just alluding to. When enough people realize what's going on behind the curtain, it becomes conventional knowledge, and in a matter of minutes, that tide shifts. And if you're the one in position to take advantage of all that movement, and let's just talk pure business for a moment, if you're the one in position to take advantage of this massive movement that's about to take place, the healthcare crisis, if you will, in this country, I think finally the snake has eaten enough of its tail, Doc, that people are starting to realize that it doesn't work. I think when, as noble as it sounds, when you try to force everyone to participate, all of a sudden you get resistance, not necessarily for all the right reasons, but resistance nonetheless. This is happening at the same time that people are starting to realize that corporate America is not going to take care of them, that social insecurity is not going to be there when they retire, that you can't really just buy enough lottery tickets to take care of you for the rest of your life. All these things are starting to come together at one point in time, and if you're the one that's in position not only to take advantage of this massive entrepreneurial movement, but at the same time this renaissance and awakening about our bodies and our health and what it takes to really live a good, clean, healthy life, dare I say that you're going to reap the rewards 1,000 times over if you're the one that waits. If you wait another month, if you wait another year, if you wait another decade to get caught up, then you're going to be the one that says, boy, I had the opportunity to get some longevity stock when it was only 32 cents a share.
It's time to, it's like if you're a student, if you're a 60s child, ladies and gentlemen, remember everybody was waiting for, Nostradamus' prediction, and everybody's waiting for the age of Aquarius, and everybody is waiting for Nibiru to circle through the inner solar system and for great cataclysmic social change. Well, maybe the fitful dreams of some greater awakening that Jackson Brown was talking about is what we have in front of us right now. Longevity Nation. Dare I say it out loud? Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we're going to change the world. Get on board now. 855-347-3696. Mike, always a pleasure. See you next week.